Hey guys, it's Russell back, and on today's video we're going to do a few repairs on the old Chevy truck here. Thought you may like to just look over my shoulder and see what I'm going to do. If you've got one of these old generation style Chevy trucks, what I'm going to show you how to do is problems that are very common on them. The first thing, yesterday I noticed my brake fluid was getting really low in the reservoir and couldn't see any leaks. Obviously I'm losing fluid somewhere, and so I proceeded to look at every single joint, connection, everything was dry. But I did notice a little bit of where some type of oily fluid had been leaking on the inside of the is that camera? Sorry about that. I just noticed I was going down further. So I noticed that there was a little bit of oily residue on the inside of the tire. So I'm like, oh boy, it's a wheel cylinder. And yeah, the wheel cylinders that you get for these now are all made in China. So, you know, you get what you pay for. You can't, there's no more American made ones, unless you could perhaps find an NOS piece from a Chevy dealer, but I doubt that very seriously that you're going to find that. So the original one was an AutoZone one that I put on. You can watch a video of how I did that. So I was able to take the wheel cylinder out without removing the brake shoes at all. I wanted to perfect the technique before I did the other one when it leaks, and I'll do a video on that. So anyway, that's taken care of. The first thing we got is, if you've got an old Chevy and the tailgate doesn't open, it's not going to open. I'm going to show you why. So remove this trim bezel piece. This one's, it'll pop out really easy. There's clips that are broke. These things are, you can get them on Amazon. I'll have to order another one. But let me show you what's inside. Let me lower this camera down just a hair. Now you see one of those rods hanging down. There's a lever, an arm that connects and pulls on this rod right here, and there's a plastic piece. This plastic piece has a little flower knurling on it that over time wears out. So when you pull this handle up, it's supposed to, like this, it's supposed to pull this, and now watch this. So this side's still hooked, and if I pull this at the same time, the tailgate will open. Okay? So pull this side up, and then pull this, and then you can open the tailgate. So how do you fix that? Well, I don't have the plastic piece, so I'm just going to put it back in the arm. You can also get these, they're really, really cheap. This is a little frustrating because you can't really get your hand in there, or it's very hard. So let me get a pair of pliers and I'll show you how to do that. All right, so you don't have to have these as long as I've got them. I've got some really long ones here, but I'm trying to do it so my hand doesn't get in the way of the camera. And it probably still will, but okay. Okay, now watch. Alright, so that obviously is not a permanent fix. The permanent fix is to get that plastic piece, but I don't have it. Now the other thing that can happen is the arms can bend, and if that's the case, then you'll have to get a new handle. And to get the handle out, you would just get to it, open the tailgate and get to it that way. Alright, so that's the first little project that I wanted to show you guys. The second little thing is I want you guys to see what happens when I put the blinker on. Now this is very, very common with these trucks. Alright, sorry about that. I had some technical difficulty. I ripped my mic that I use. When I went past the door, it caught the handle and broke it in half, so I had to find another mic. Anyway, let me show you what this does when I engage the blinker. Alright, so you get a really fast blink. Now I know the bulb's good, because I've already tested it, and the blinker up front works. Usually when you get a fast blink like that, it means that the bulb is bad. One of the bulbs are burned out. But that's not the case with this Chevy truck, and let me show you how we're going to fix that. Alright, so what we're going to do is we will open the tailgate, and you're going to see two Phillips screws right here. Let's see if I can do this. All right. Remove these two Phillips screws. Okay, now the tail light itself gently pulls out to the side. There are two tabs here and here. Make sure not to try to yank this out. This clicks onto the, or hooks into the sheet metal. So what we're going to do is I'm going to remove the connector here. Easiest thing is just to pop it up a little bit with a screwdriver and then pull the connector out. Now the problem lies right here, and let me get this. So there is a circuit board in here, and I'm going to remove these two. This is a, what size is this? 1/4 inch. Now this is an aftermarket lens, I can see. It's called a TYC. These lenses are very, very available and readily available, because they were used on the pickup trucks and the Suburbans and the Tahoes and stuff like that for years, for like 10 years. All right, so this comes out just like that. Now the problem is this circuit board in here. So what I'm going to show you is, you can go to Amazon and get this kit right here. Well, I call it a kit. It's this circuit board for each of the lights for both tail lamps. And there's a right and a left. Okay, so this is the left side. Now I'm gonna, as you can probably see, these connectors, well, you can't see because the camera, I really need a camera person. All right, so this uses the old round type bulbs. All right, this is the factory circuit board. This is the replacement, which uses the, even if you buy a brand new one from GM, you're gonna get these right there. So there are two different types of bulbs. There's a 3057. And the 3057s are going to go here, which is your running lights, and here, which is the brake light and or blinker. You just clip in like that. Okay. Now this one right here, which is the one I've already taken out, this has a single filament. These have double filaments. That is going to be a 3156 bulb. It's a single element bulb, and that's for the reverse light. Okay. So now before I actually assemble this all together, I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. Other than the connector, I think this piece fits fairly well. That's got a good seal. So I'm just going to make sure that the two tabs here engage the sheet metal. You can buy these screws from some of these Chevy places that sell Chevy parts. All right, that's a nice bright bulb. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is replace this wonderful Michelin wiper blade. This is a Walmart wiper blade. I wanted to see how long it would last, and I think maybe I got a year out of it. That's ridiculous. So wiper blades confuse people. There's all sorts of different ways that these attach. This particular one has it's a pin that sticks through, so there's a little tab under here. You just push it with your finger, and then this locking arm, if I can get it to, hold on, let me readjust this camera a little bit. There's a locking arm right here. You just pull that up, just like that, and then it just slides off. So this locking mechanism, all right, there's a shaft right here, is where this cutout goes, and then the pin has to go in between here, and there's a ridge on this metal pin. So I'm going to put this down like this, okay, and then you can just slide this in. Lift this tab up right here, and then it should find the other side. There we go, and it locks in like that. Now to remove it, you just clip this tab up right here with a little screwdriver or your fingernail, and it will slide out, but it's not going anywhere. And then we'll remove this. All right, so hopefully these tips will help you. All cars have brake lights and have bulb problems and circuit board problems and all that. Yours may be a little bit different if you don't have this truck, but the diagnostics and this, it's going to have a similar procedure to testing. Make sure the bulb's good. If the bulb's not good and the harness is okay, then it's going to be the circuit board. Almost all newer cars have circuit board set up similar to this Chevy pickup. Wiper blades, you know, every car's got them. Every car is different. My favorite is the ones that are on the Hondas, where you can actually just replace the rubber and not have to replace the entire beam. I like that better, and that rubber seems to last longer than any other rubber I've ever seen for any manufacturer. So I'm going to track these and see how long they tout 3 times longer life. Wiper blades are expensive. So anyway, I am going to wrap this video up. I hope it was helpful. If you guys have any other ideas or things you want me to show while I'm doing different things around the shop, let me know. With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video.